Hi, I almost didn't upload this video before because I was quite not sure that if the editing was perfect enough to show you guys. But I realized if I wait for perfection, I never actually start. And if there is one thing about me you should know is that I'm never afraid to start from zero. Whether it's picking up a new instrument or learn to bake or even this YouTube channel, I am a lifelong beginner. And trust me, that's where the best growth happens. I have spent my life from learning things from scratch. I went from knowing nothing about content writing to 10 years of handling global clients. I have learned how to keep my feet rooted in mindfulness while keeping my head in the fast-paced world of journalism and current affairs. In real life, somehow I'm the person people come to when they are at the crossroads. Decisions about education, their career, or the hardest job of all, raising kids to be good human beings in this chaotic world. I don't have it all figured out and I don't know where I will finally settle, but I do know how to find the tailored track that works for the moment. If you're a woman feeling stuck in the can't talk situation and no one in your circle truly understands the issue, then this is your free space. I want to use everything that I have learned from global business to deep-rooted wisdom to help you and your children find your own unique path. We aren't here to follow a template. We are here to learn what is right from everything that goes wrong around us. But in between that, I want to confess to you something that I have slightly embarrassing habits. Just when I begin to be good at something, I start something absolutely new and I can be absolutely terrible too. Baking, journalism, writing. Absolutely new skills, and now is videos. I have voluntarily chosen to learn editing at an age when sometimes my brain enters a room and thinks, why we came here? I started YouTube when the YouTube itself started, and from that moment I was uploading videos, but I kept so many videos which I didn't upload, just thinking that the edits are not polished, or the lights are not perfect, or I am not presentable enough. Maybe I should learn a little more. And then I realized that I was not at all improving. I was just hiding. And that made me ask myself a very uncomfortable question. If I keep waiting to feel ready, how much of my life will I spend preparing to live it? So stay with me, because by the end of this video, I want you to identify the one thing that you are avoiding lifelong to learn. You know, children are fantastic beginners. We should learn from them. They can draw something that looks like a potato with 4 legs and proudly announce, it's a horse. And you have to say smiling, of course darling, it's a horse. But adults, we try just once. 1 first video, 1 burnt cake, 5 Spanish words, 1 yoga class, and then just stop. Immediately we say no. Maybe I'm just so bad at it. There is a strange thing about adulthood. We don't actually fear learning. We fear looking inexperienced. We hate asking basic questions. We hate someone younger knowing more than us. And we definitely hate saying, sorry, can you explain that again? You know that professional nod? Absolutely, makes sense. And meanwhile inside, what's all this about? Now just think about your own life. How many things have you secretly wanted to say but never told anyone? Because once you told people, they will know that you can fail, or they will criticize you instantly. So you research, you plan, you save videos, you buy a notebook, and then nothing. So ask yourself honestly, are you really preparing? or are you just hiding? I have spent surprising amount of my life just beginning from zero. I'm still doing the same. I didn't wake up one morning knowing how to write for global clients. I searched for those opportunities. I wrote, I rewrote, I received feedback. I probably started at some feedback thinking, while emotionally disagreeing with every word. But I learned, and something I once knew nothing about became nearly 10 years of working with content and global clients. I learned it because real life gets noisy. Family, work, children, expectations, your own thoughts holding a 2 a.m. committee meeting. And trust me, sometimes you have to learn how to hear yourself again. You can relate that while doing any kind of video, sometimes I hear my own voice and think, why I said that sentence like that? Or look what my hand is doing right there. I never use any kind of makeup. I'm not able to shoot the videos in the morning, but I upload it anyway, and I learn something from it. Remember, perfection is very clever. It rarely enters your life and says, hello, I'm here to ruin your dreams. No, it's actually very responsible. It says, prepare a little more, buy better equipment, wait until children are less busy. Start after the holidays, Monday, next month, New Year. And then calendar pages moving, saved course, unopened notebook, camera sitting unused, and suddenly 3 years have passed. Here is a small test for you. Think about something that you wanted to start 3 years back. Remember it? Now ask yourself, if I was at that thing for 6 months, then where I should have been today? That question hurts a little because sometimes we are not grieving our failures. We are actually grieving the time we lost avoiding it. Your child is not someone else's child. Your career is not a neighbor's career. Your marriage is not an Instagram reel. And it definitely is not a 5 a.m. productivity routine. You need your own track. A track tailored to your life, your responsibilities, your values, and the person you are trying to become. And finding that track often starts with 3 words. It's not failure. And that's the beginning of the new world. And to all those women who are in that can't talk mode, I want to ask you something. How many things have you postponed? Not because that you didn't want it, but because somebody wants you in their life at those moments. You become very good at being useful. You remember appointments, school deadlines, medicine, groceries, birthdays, everyone's emotional temperature. And after 10 or 15 years of being useful to everybody, someone asks, what do you want? And sometimes you genuinely don't know. So just try something for a few minutes. Remove your roles. Try to meet yourself again. Maybe you haven't met her in several years. Learn music, build something, change careers, start exercising, or finally do that thing you have been discussing since 5 years back. And just relate it. You have started all those things again, or at least you are thinking to start again, and then a voice comes from back of your mind. At this age? Yes, at this age. Being older doesn't make you a bad beginner. It makes you a beginner with more reliable and trusted context. You know disappointment, responsibility, and you also know that bills exist. You know motivation disappears on a random Tuesday, and you have survived those days which your 20 years old self couldn't even imagine. So perhaps starting now is not ridiculous. Perhaps starting now is something when you finally know that yes, why you are starting. If my words made you slightly uncomfortable, don't run from it. Maybe you just found the beginning of your life again. And this is exactly why I built Candid Context. Not because I have figured out my life totally. God, that would be a very small dream. We already have enough people in our lifetime from our childhood shouting advices. Wake up earlier, work harder, manifest more, parent perfectly, be successful, be peaceful, and please look beautiful while doing all of it. It's exhausting. I want this channel to ask better questions. Why are we exhausted? Why our children losing focus? Why does winning sometimes feel so empty? Why do women disappear inside supporting families? And how do we stay rooted in the timeless values without becoming afraid of the future? I research, I question, and most importantly, I listen. Because sometimes you don't need another person fixing you. Sometimes you need someone to understand your question. And Candid Context listens because listening heals. So I'm not asking everyone to subscribe. Subscribe if you are feeling same as I am feeling right now, and subscribe if you still care about the person you want to be. Stay connected and answer me that one big question that you are still avoiding. Write one word in the comments: study, music, fitness, writing, business, anything. And if you are not ready to explain or write a single word also, just leave an emoji. I will understand. Save this video for yourself and share it with that one person who keeps on saying, I'll start someday. Maybe that someday is getting a little impatient. So just start today. Bye. I see you next time.